Mass shooting in Parkland. Every school in Florida is now forced to ask students about their mental health history. Some parents call that an invasion of privacy, but experts say some districts aren't going far enough. Anchor John-Carlos Estrada live at Lee County School headquarters with what the districts are doing with that personal information. John-Carlos.
Chris, Lee County says it updated these forms on July 1st and put that question, you see it right here in pink, but they're not the only school district. Collier as well as Charlotte also updated their forms. They say if you answer yes to this question, they will provide your student with additional mental health services if you want it. But I spoke to one mental health counselor who says the new question on these forms does nothing. It's a new question on all Southwest Florida schools registration forms. Does your student have a mental health issue?
There's too many shootings to not be concerned with it.
Some parents say it's a question that goes a little too far.
Privacy, yes, to a degree, but mostly I need to make sure my child is okay mentally.
The question legally required after the Valentine's Day shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas. Florida's legislature passed sweeping new requirements for schools to follow.
I think what bothers me is they're making forms and they're asking a question, and then they can say we made a form and we asked a question.
But there's no one standard for every school district to follow. Lee County simply asks if your student has current mental health services, yes or no. Charlotte County wants to know if your student has ever been referred to mental health services, what kind and how long. Collier County asks if the student has ever had mental health referrals.
I don't want a parent to be putting that on a form the first day of school. I want that question to be asked to kids, how are you doing every day?
Dr. Laura Strafer, a licensed mental health counselor, says it's usually students that don't get red flagged who need the most help.
The kids that have been to counseling are probably a lot less likely to act out because they're talking to somebody, they're working through the stuff, than the kid sitting in the corner that nobody's talking to, that nobody's noticing, that's isolated. That's the stuff they need to be paying attention to.
And you'll remember the Marjory Stoneman Douglas law that was passed in March also upped the age to buy a firearm to 21. It also put a resource officer in every school and expanded mental health services for young people by giving them $28 million. On the night, John-Carlos Estrada, Wink News Now.
Wink News.